Okay, April is Cancer Prevention Month, and did you know 1/3 of all cancer cases are preventable? That's according to the World Health Organization.
That's right. A risk many families overlook. It's radon gas. It's in our homes. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the U.S., which is crazy, and the #1 cause among non-smokers. Bill Johnson's here. He's got lung cancer. He's a lung cancer survivor. He's going to tell us your story. Thank you for coming in to share this, because this is something, especially in Utah, so many of us need to be aware of because it affects a lot of people. Is that right?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And it was completely blindsiding for me, so it came out of nowhere, and so I'm really just trying to raise more awareness to radon and let Utah, residents really be preventative and go out and test.
Yeah, well, what happened?
Well,
from the beginning.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I can tell you the story. So 2 winters ago, we had that big winter that we hadn't had in a long time.
Yeah.
And so I was just shoveling my driveway, and 43 years old, and thought I pulled my back out. And really, what had happened was, my back. I went in and got X-rays. The X-rays didn't really show any cancer; it just showed some deterioration. And so I did physical therapy for a few months, and finally, my back just gave out completely.
Really?
And that's when I went in and got a CT scan, and that's where they found, cancer in my lung that had metastasized all through my spine, down into my hip, and into my brain as well. So it just came out of nowhere, and I didn't have the typical symptoms of lung cancer, so shortness of breath or consistent cough or anything. I mean, I was a trail runner, skier, grew up in Park City. Crazy.
Is this typical with those that have radon exposure and then ultimately get cancer from it? Is that a similar circumstance where it metastasizes, it goes everywhere?
I think, as far as, typical story like mine, I'm not sure, but yeah, I mean, obviously radon is the leading cause among non-smokers of lung cancer, and so anything we can do to test and mitigate that, and catch it earlier. Like, I wish I would have caught it earlier.
Do you know that it was from radon?
I mean, again, you're
just
kind of
highly suspected.
I'm highly suspected. So what happened to me is I obviously you're at a loss because I'm, active, eat well, and I'm like, what the heck? How did this just happen to me? So what I ended up doing is testing my office where I've worked remotely for the last, 10, 12 years, and I had high levels in that room, and so.
These numbers we're seeing on the screen here: 49% of homes in Utah have radon elevation levels that should be addressed big time. Just like colonoscopies, mammograms, this is something that radon you need to test for, because is it the granite in the ground? It's the rocky ground. Where is that radon coming from?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like the scientist or anything, but yeah, it's basically uranium deposits within the soil and water, and so it's important to test. And like anytime the soil's moved in any way or disturbed, test again, and whether that's a neighbor disturbing the soil or whatever.
Because it stirs it up, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's certain ways to do it to get the specific testing. So make sure you look into that.
Yeah. We have free test kits you can find at utahradon.org, and that also has more mitigation techniques and resources for anyone that needs to look into it.
So basically, you just set that up in the room for a period of time.
Yeah, and then
how does that work?
So you'll set it up in your room, and then you'll send it in to them. They'll give you a prepaid envelope to send it back, and then they'll share the results with you. But it's important to test consistently. 14 years ago I moved into my house, and you get a test when you move in, and then I just kind of, I'm fine, but it's important to test.
Yeah, you just never know. So annually. I guess your home's probably has a mitigation system in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I learned about this on my last build. My very first house I had no idea, never even heard the term. And when they came in and said it, I was skeptical, but then I heard the stories like yours. It's a serious, big business. Like, as far as a deal in your life, if you don't take care of it, it could become a major factor. So
absolutely, and we're seeing really high levels. Huntsman has great resources for lung cancer patients, and there's a lot of lung cancer patients in Utah that didn't smoke. So anything we can do to prevent
healthy
that.
guy, trail runner, like you said, and then this out of the blue just takes your life and flips it turned upside down, and now you're out there as an advocate. Thank you for sharing your story. What made you want to, obviously, to come and talk to us today and share this with Utah?
Well, I think April is the Cancer Prevention Screening Month, and also just really, again, it's something that gets overlooked. Radon, and some people are like, oh God, I have to get a radon test. Well, it's important, and so I'm here to say, I had to learn to walk again at one point, and I'm doing great right this moment, but it is a hard journey to have lung cancer, and you might as well test.
Yeah.
It's pretty low-hanging fruit from a preventative cancer prevention standpoint.
Yeah. Right, so you're Probably, have you gotten back into running or any of that yet?
No,
or-
I had to have like a full spinal fusion.
Oh, yeah.
And again, yeah, so I'm very limited. I started skiing again, but I'm
Yeah.
staying on the groomers, which is not really the way I'm wired. But
Yeah.
so I'm getting back on it, you know. But it's a slow process for sure.
Yeah.
The butterfly effect of taking your story as the hardships you're going through. Definitely, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. Your family, your loved ones. It affects everybody, and we're all connected in Utah. Utah being the highest prevalence of radon. This is great that you're sharing this. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Any other advice? You can go to utahradon.org. Scan. You get a free test.
Free
It's
test.
Not that hard to do.
Not hard. It's really easy. They include a packet within the test, so like there'll be another package around this, and then it'll have resources for mitigation or any other details about radon. So it's a great resource we have here in Utah. utahradon.org. Just go there.
It's one of
order a
those
test.
things out of sight, out of mind, and I haven't thought about it for a long time until you came in. So, no.
Thanks for raising
Yeah, we really
awareness. Thank you.
appreciate
Thanks,
that.
guys. I appreciate you having me on.
This will bless a lot of people. Bill, we wish you the best. Thank you.
Thanks.
We'll keep continuing to follow your story and anything we can do to help support you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah,
you
Bill.
very much. We
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
you.
Thank you very much.